But did you survive? You survived everything that the enemy would send your way. You survived every attack that would come against you. You survived anything and everything that they said would be the downfall of you, would destroy you. The detriment of your character, your demeanor, your disposition. Torture, trial, test, circumstance. The enemy sent attack and arrest. You survived. You're a survivor. Are you a survivor? I'm a survivor. Are you a survivor? I'm a survivor. I survived everything that people would put on me that wasn't true. Survived anything that came against me and talked against me. I survived everything that they thought would kill me, that would try to steal your joy, your happiness, your peace, try to steal your breath when you were asleep. Put this stuff in the air and thought that you'd be consumed by it, contained, harmed by it. But you have to know greater is he that's in me than what? Than all the world against me. If you have him for you, it don't matter who comes against you, that they may attack you, they may even hurt you, but they won't overcome you, it won't prevail you. It may form, but it won't prosper. The enemy tried, but God denied. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. More than a conqueror, I'm a survivor. More than a victor, I am a survivor. More than the winner, I'm a survivor. See, you can't always win. You can't always win on this side. Yeah, you win on that side, but you can't always be a winner. You're not going to always come out on top. That's the promise. It says everybody who's last going to be first. You won't always be at the head. You won't always be the one to lean. It says sometimes God puts you in a suppressive place to borrow. Sometimes God puts you in a place where people step on you. You are at the bottom. But you have to realize you're a survivor. You survived because the one mission inside of you died for you. That's why you can live, because he died. That's why you don't give up, because he stood up. He was lifted up. He was laid down. He was resurrected up. You can live because they shut him down. They put a crown on his head and called him King of the Jews. Here lies Jesus of Nazareth. Nobody, but he was somebody. They stripped his clothes like he was a man, but he was God. They lied on him like his word would change, but it's at the power of his name that anybody can be saved if they would but call on it. Just call on me. I come to encourage you today. Know that you are more than a conqueror. You're more than a warrior. You're more than just a man. You're more than just a mom. You're more than any title they give you. You are more than. You're more than capable, more than able. You're more than sustainable through his grace. Never get arrogant in yourself. Know that it's him that lives in you. That I am convinced. I am convinced that nothing can separate me from the love of God. Not heaven nor hell. Not things on this side or things above me. That nothing underneath me can be as big as the God that birthed me, that formed me, that knew me before I came to be. That everything inside of you, your destiny, your salvific walk, your grace to go on, the favor to hold on. God is bigger than anything that can come stand against you. That he who purposed you, built you, anointed you, designated you, that you are more than a conqueror. You're a survivor. Everything the enemy throws at you, you survive. Every time they stand against you, you survive. Every time they put you in the mud and said that your name wasn't anything, you never obtained anything, you would never grow past here, you survive. You survive difficult places, difficult spaces. God transformed you into the place, the person, the purpose, the anointing, the power that is Him who's bigger than anybody that's against you will rise up inside of you. It says, what then shall we say to all of these things? If God be for you, He is more than the world against you. Know this. Know this. When the enemy comes in like a flood, God raises up the standard. You have to see it with your mouth before you can say it. Say it with your eyes. Say it with your head. You have to believe it with your mouth. I can't hear nobody. You have to speak to the things you cannot see, because sometimes you just can't see it. Sometimes you're so down you can't see you winning. You have to speak to the wind that is, when my mind catches with my mouth, I'll believe as I've said. They drug her down through the town, drug her through the church pews, down the aisle to the altar where Jesus is preaching to the multitude. They said she was caught up in adultery. It says he didn't say anything to him. He called for paper, but paper was too tight. They was in a small recession, kind of what we're going through now. Everybody was laid off. Everybody was sick with something, but wanted to point out the blame in what she had. Jesus couldn't even talk to him because he knew he would be contagious. If he speaks to them, then they'll catch faith and they'll leave. It is that he grabbed the stick and started writing in the sand, writing in the dirt. I don't know what he's writing, but he's writing in the dirt. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what time, but I know that he's down writing in the dirt. See, that's where he does his best work. You brown-skinned folk ought not be ashamed of what you look like, because he did his best work in the dirt. You know you're connected to greatness. When you look at you don't see anything but dirt. That's why they talk about you and step on you the way that they do, because you are connected to where God had done his best work. I got to tell you today, he's just writing in the dirt. When God sends people to you, allow folk to come against you, allow them to testify in the demise of you. That's just God allowing the dirt to do its work. It's God has to remake you in character, remake you in projection, remake you in suppression, remake you all over again, that you can find out that it's Him that you live in, Him that you thrive in, Him that can begin again a good work in you is faithful to get back down in the dirt. So it's that he's just writing in the dirt, and he looks up, but she still has her head down. He looks up and says, they left. But then he gets back down and starts writing more. I was confused here for a second, but I realized that these are church folk, and the priest pulled her there, but the church folk kept her there. I'm talking about where they connected to you, but talk about you. When y'all can ride in together, but when you get there, act like they don't know you. I'm talking about best friend leaving you. Is that family don't want to have nothing to do with you. It's congregating people around you that hold you to a place captive that God has already set you free. He gets back down and starts writing again. He's rewriting friends. He gets back down and writes again. He's rewriting your focus for your future, your family connected to you. God is in the dirt rewriting everything that was connected to you but would run dirt over you. The Bible said he looked, saw they were gone, and asked her, what do you see? She said, God, I see what you see. He says, me too. I'm talking about everything that you see in your future. God is co-signing it. If you see wellness and not sickness, God says, me too. If you see yourself being financially free, I'm in debt to no man. God says, me too. I'm seeing myself not as I see it, not as people see it, not as they say it, not what they would drag you through the sin of the world and the sin of being sad, the sin of being depressed. God says He's in the sin, rewriting what man would say your end was. He says, I see it the way you see it. And if you say, God, I see it only as you will will it to be. I believe in my prosperity. Me too. I believe in my destined end. Me too. I believe in everything that God will for my life, for it to be. God says, me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. God says, you a survivor? I say, me too. Me too.